A man wakes up only to find a steel wire wrapped tightly around his neck. The other end? It's tied to a girl who has no idea what's happening. The moment he pulls, a sharp scream fills the room. Just as he moves closer to check on her, the wire suddenly tightens, pinning him against the wall. It's clear. This is revenge.
After desperate pleas, the girl loosens the grip, but there's a bigger problem, a countdown timer ticking away. Once it hits 0, no one knows what will happen. Looking around, the man spots his phone on the ground. If he can just reach it, he could call for help. But with the steel wire still binding them together, every move puts the girl in danger. No matter how hard he tries, the phone remains just out of reach. The girl gasps for air, strangled by the tightening wire. In a last-ditch effort, the man extends his foot, barely managing to knock the phone over. But just as he gets it within reach, the timer hits 0. Suddenly, he is yanked backward. Thinking the girl did it, he shouts her name, but there's no response. Then, blood starts seeping from the hole where the wire disappears. Has she been killed? Panic sets in, but there's no time to process. The timer starts again. Desperate, he searches the room for anything that can cut the wire. The only option? The overhead lamp. Climbing onto the bed, he reaches for the bulb, but slips. Glass shatters, embedding into his skin. That's when he sees it, the girl's pet, lying lifeless under the bed. But before he can react, the timer inches closer to 0. He grabs a shard of glass, aiming to sever the wire, but the girl suddenly regains consciousness. Mistaking him as the killer of her pet, she tightens the wire with all her strength. Blood spills as the man struggles to breathe. The room itself seems to pulse with darkness, and the walls begin to drip red. Then, she stumbles. The wire loosens just enough for him to yank with all his might. A sickening snap echoes through the room. The girl collapses. The timer nears 0. In a final desperate act, the man saws through the wire with the glass shard. At the very last second, he's free. The room starts returning to normal, and it seems like it's finally over. But then, a chilling sound. The countdown begins again. 3 minutes. A new wire wraps around his hand. This wasn't a test, it was a cycle. And now, the game continues.